He's
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Order of Nine Angels. This is our seventh session of this current campaign, and overall
127.
127. Yeah, we've had a bit of a gap because we've struggled to get a full side together, but I'm crossing my fingers. This is it. We're going to have a good run now. This is the bit where traditionally we say, who would like to give us a recap of the previous session? And usually the person who pipes up is Kevin. So, but if anyone else wants to jump in.
Yeah, if anyone else has got notes. No, okay, it's me again then. So, just to recap a little bit further than just one session, we had a little bit of fun travels back from the islands and where we saved all of that, and we went back to I think it was Waterdeep. Want to say
Neverwinter.
And we had a bit of pardon.
Neverwinter.
Oh, was it Neverwinter? I was getting those mixed up. I don't know why. But eventually we headed towards Phandalin, so Carrick and Pontos could see their investment and how much it's worth, and their manor and all of their riches. And they got there, and they found out that the manor house and all of the stock in the mines of the Crimson Dirks had been sold. And the name on the deed, which was all legal and above board, was Char, and he seemed to have also been accompanied by a few other former compatriots of the Crimson Dirks. So there was a nice little wood elf, Margot, and a very quiet halfling type individual who we suspect could be a Rentaro, which is very odd because he's dead, but his grave has been dug up. Being outplayed like that, and being mature and an adult about this, Carrick and Pontus went, fair play, you've done a number on us, congratulations, we live and learn. Oh, wait, sorry. sorry. Carrick was pretty pissed, and basically was even trying to claim that the people who legally signed the documents were out to stitch him up. Eventually they went, yeah, let's have a quiet word with Char first. We got a word that he'd taken up an appointment as an ambassador somewhere, and then using a bit of logic, we thought, let's try and see him back in the City of Brass, because that was his last known location. So with a little bit of luck, we eventually ended up in the City of Brass, and Carrick used his connections and spoke to Char's patron, and found out that, yeah, he has been promoted after being severely punished for coming back to the City of Brass, and he's now an ambassador for the City of Brass in the Nine Hells, and he has a new master. So basically that was where the last session ended, where we're now trying to figure out who we have to speak to about getting to the Nine Hells and where Char is, and going from there, really. And that was where my notes ended.
Very good. Yeah, that is pretty much us up to date. Nice. So I am just taking a screenshot of you guys in the throne room because it's quite picturesque. Save as.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Carrick and Pontos did take it quite adultly, and you know what? Fair play. He pulled us in this one, and he got us and yeah, we'll have to learn from this and move on.
Yeah, they certainly weren't threatening to murder the citizens of Phandalin.
Everyone.
Well, that's still me happen. I wouldn't. write that off just yet.
You are in a different plane of reality at the moment, though. So they could all just be moving out as we speak. Let's archive some of these handouts so that I don't read out the wrong things. Yes, thank you for that. Give yourself inspiration. If you already have inspiration, you can gift it to someone else.
I did not have one, so I will take that.
Excellent. So, yes, you are currently... I think we literally left it in the throne room, didn't we? So you are in the throne room with Char's former master, whose name is unpronounceable by normal humans, but sounds something like the roaring of a furnace. But we generally know him as Ifriti Lord. He just told you that his former servant Char, like you said, has now been appointed as the ambassador to the Nine Hells. In the Nine Hells, in theory. Yeah,
we got 9 levels to search.
And I think you said that you might go and visit the infernal embassy in the city of Brass. And if you've changed your minds and plan to do something completely different, then this could be a very interesting session. There are other things, so if you want to do something different, then that's fine. But yes.
Well, I don't know how you managed to get an audience so quick with all of this, Calric. You seem to have quite a bit of influence in this play. I wasn't aware of this.
Well, I'm a well-travelled elf. I made a name for myself, and some things have happened in my past, which I'm going to keep quiet. But these things happen. It's good to have connections.
Oh, indeed. But so your ally is now an ambassador to the Nine Hells.
I wouldn't call him an ally, to be fair.
At
the moment, he's going to die at the moment.
He's a member of the Crimson Dirks, is he not?
Used to be. I think his mortality will put an end to that.
That is a shame. I mean, I don't think he really told me too much about why he left, but
I think can't fully remember, to be honest. I think he wanted to spend more time in the city of Brass. Can't remember. But he's going to die anyway, so don't worry about it. We can give you more information at his eulogy. Let's leave it at
that. Okay, that's a little bit odd, but right. So if we then find out where on which levels of the Nine Hells, I mean, you do understand that they call it the Nine Hells, but each level of the Nine Hells is basically the same size as the material realm. It's literally it's 9 worlds on top of each other to try and find one person. It's going to be a monumental task unless we can get some more exact information.
We've got a friend who might be able to help us. What was her name? Scar, no. Oh, what was it? The name of the...
You heard about Scorch?
No, it wasn't Scorch.
Who you heard about then?
I'm sure the name wasn't Scorch.
I'm biting my tongue. Can Kararook... Is it you who can't remember, or can Kararook not remember, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's probably me, to be fair.
You are probably referring to your friend Tyr, the succubus.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I thought you meant the other Fire Genasi we'd met, but okay, that's fair enough.
No. Tier is where it is. Yes. So we've got our friend Tier who's recruit for the Infernal Army. She may be able to give us some pointers or some information. But I'm going to sort of in the sort of audience chamber. I'm just going to bow to the Lord again and say thank you for your time. I know it's very, very precious. If there's anything you're collecting from the upper world or any gifts that we can bring next time, we will definitely try and do so.
He kind of gives you a semi-imperious wave, but he is reasonably friendly for a giant fire genie dude.
Yeah. Just zooming in on our tokens, I just realised that in the last session, Pontos also acquired a goat.
Yes.
Just remember that one.
Yep, the goat with two names. That was Barthen from Barthen Provisions goat Gunther, which Pontos renamed Stan, I seem to remember.
I think so.
Yeah, things that happen on a drunk night out, eh?
It's a battle goat.
Yep. Yeah. So Chew Bacon will ride the back of the goat, and Pontos will ride Chew Bacon, and it will be very bad for the goat. Very bad indeed for the goat.
Are you sure Pontos isn't going druid at some point here with all these animals?
We're going to take over.
That could be a very, very interesting multi-class. Not necessarily a good one, but...
So, do you know where this tier is? Or shall we see if there's any advice in the city?
Let's go and try the consulate first and see if we can get some more information.
Okay. Lead the way. You seem to know this place.
Cool. Where is my map of the city of Brass gone? There it is. Why is it over there? It should be over here. That would be much more useful. So you find yourselves rapidly on the streets of the city of Brass again. You've been to this place a few times now, so you know you might even be getting to like it, as terrifying as it often is for mortals. Let's see. You are able quite easily to get directions to the Infernal Embassy. I'm just trying to think where it would be on this map here.
Oh, that's a good question.
Where would you put an embassy? I think it'd be quite a central sort of area.
Well, obviously the furnace and all of that is where a lot of the nobility reside. So it may be
it'll be in that
sort of
area.
Maybe for a few of the initial gates, but not necessarily in the heart of it by any means.
So it might be over here somewhere. Yeah, so the Crimson Dirks, following directions of inhabitants of the city of Brass, make their way towards the more important part of the city, kind of where the ruling classes tend to inhabit. Before long, you find yourself outside a stone building with... It has a slightly different look to it than the other buildings, because a lot of the other buildings have a slightly arabesque style to them, with sort of little minarets and all that sort of thing. This building is kind of made out of stone, but has Gothic archways on it, and it has a slightly different feel to it. It has not been built in the local style. It has been built in kind of melodramatic Gothic bad taste style, and it has a little lava moat around the outside of it, which is possibly some kind of affectation. But there is a a huge door which comes to a point at the top in front of you with a big black knocker on it.
Just asking. I've just seen a little plaque here. Who's Bram Stoker? Sorry, I just noticed that. Sorry, I got distracted. Carry on.
Would you like to strike the knocker? What do you call it when you're knocking the knocker? That doesn't sound right. That's
Good for.
I don't know. Striking.
I do not know what the language of knockers is.
Pontos, you are you're good at making an entrance. Do you want to announce our arrival?
Yeah, I can throw my goat in.
What? So there's a tiny little bridge over this lava moat. There's a big wooden door, and there's a huge a huge black iron knocker on the door, but the door actually at the moment is closed.
Okay, why don't I... My Chew Bacon has a Gatling gun, doesn't he? On the back.
Yes.
Can we launch? Can it launch anything? So we can knock it from a distance?
I mean, if you want to sort of shoot the door, then you can do that.
Do we... Can we put Char in it and shoot Char?
Char isn't here. Char is on a different plane.
So the door knocker is on the other side of the moat, is it?
Yeah, but there's a little bridge over it, so there's
okay.
So it's not like it's preventing you from reaching the door. The door, there is a little bridge from the pavement to the door. It's just there's this rather pretentious lava moat around the outside of the building, which it makes it stand out.
Oh, Pontos, so you've got your both legs now, so go over there and knock on the door.
Yeah, I'll just kick the door in.
Okay, well, this is a thick oaken door braced with infernal iron. Let's have a strength athletics check to see whether the door acquiesces to your request.
Want me to roll what? A strength check, you say?
Yeah, strength athletics. So that's going to be under your skill bit. I am almost certain that you have. If you don't have proficiency in athletics, then I would be enormously surprised.
Athletics. There we go. Oh.
The door is disinclined to acquiesce to your request. So you kick the door, and it really hurts your foot. This is your foot that you got back, the one that was worn by a succession of orc, of Tanarooks and orc captains from the Isle of Thrall. It has done the rounds. This foot. This is probably the toughest foot in the material plane, but it's not tough enough to kick down the doors of the infernal embassy, sadly. Let's see, D3 or D4? D3. Okay, you take 1 hit point of damage to your foot.
And 5 of pride.
Yep. Yeah, that was a critical hit on your pride, though. Yeah. What next? It doesn't even make that much of a noise. The loudest noise is you going. Ah!
And I try again.
You want to kick it again? There's a perfectly
Yes.
good door knocker. You can kick the door if you want. Go ahead.
Hmm.
Go roll another one, I dare you.
That would be hilarious. 19. Oh, I mean, you don't break your toe this time, but the door doesn't give. It
Do
kind
you
of.
want to tell him? Do you want to tell him that there's a door knocker there, Calric?
Yeah, I'll just tap Pontos on the shoulder and I'll just point to the knocker and say, well, why don't you try that? Give it a good old bang. Everyone loves banging knockers.
Are you going to try the knocker?
Yeah, I can try the knocker.
So, it is a beautifully oiled knocker. When you lift, it's quite heavy, but when you lift it up and let it bang against the door, it makes this deep and resounding echo on the other side. You can kind of hear this noise, and once you have deployed the knocker, as if by magic, for magic it surely is, the door swings open for you, revealing the infernal embassy. On the inside of the infernal embassy, there is. I need to move this so that we can see it for the recording. There is a room with a number of pillars lining it on either side. There are some windows overlooking the lava moat. For some reason I've got them as doors here. Those are supposed to be windows. Apologies. I will. There we go. I'll open them. But yeah, there are windows on either side overlooking the moat and the street, and there is a wide kind of wooden counter behind which is a creature with long curving black horns on his head, pointy ears, and a rather snappy suit. He has the appearance of being quite young, but who knows what that means with devils. He does not look up from his papers. He appears to be using a quill to write on parchment. You can kind of hear the scratching of the quill.
Yeah.
Shall we walk
Lawyers. Yes.
up? So,
But be careful and make sure you don't agree to anything.
I just grin. Oh, of course. So I'll just knock on the table. Excuse me, sir.
He sort of twitches slightly because he heard you, but he doesn't immediately stop what he's doing. He kind of scribbles a couple more words on this parchment with it turns out that he's not using a quill. He's actually using his claw, his long black pointed claw from his hand. He's using that dipped in ink, and he finishes writing the line he's on. He picks up a black silk handkerchief and kind of wipes the leftover bit of ink off his fingernail. He puts the handkerchief very deliberately in his breast pocket. He takes a breath and then he looks at you and says, "Good afternoon. How can I help you?"
Yeah, well, good afternoon, kind sir. My name's Carrick, and here we've got Yorl, Pontos, and Quarak. We are the Crimson Dirks, and we had a friend called Char, who's now an ambassador for the City of Brass and the Nine Hells. So I'm just wondering if you could possibly call him. Is he here?
Hold on, what were those names again?
I'm Kariruk. This is Yorl. This is Pontos, and this is Quilark.
Okay, 1 second. He kind of starts flicking through this book in front of him. It's quite a large tome. He's got a stack of papers on one side and this big leather-bound book on the other. And he is turning the pages, and it appears to have a long list of names in it. And he is kind of following down the list of names with his pointed fingernail. Kariruk, Yorl, Kelark, Pontos. Yes?
Yes, that is correct.
You're unlisted. You cannot be unlisted. All beings are recorded in the Book of Flame.
Excuse me, unlisted?
Oh, hold on. He kind of sniffs. And he stares at you. And he sniffs again. You're still alive. That explains the discrepancy. Well. Start again, sorry. You confused me. My name is Scrivener Dreslik, and I am the clerk of the Infernal Embassy. I deal with signing in our guests and preparing them to meet the ambassador.
Sorry, Scrivener, what was that, John?
Dreslik.
Gresley. Okay, yeah.
Well, it's great to meet you, Scrivnik. Is Char in residence at the moment?
Char.
Yes, he's the ambassador for the city of Brass. He's a little Genesi.
Yes. We may be talking at cross purposes. This is the Infernal Embassy to the City of Brass.
Yes.
And I think you may be talking about the ambassador to the Nine Hells from the City of Brass.
Exactly. He used to be an associate of these individuals, and
He's certainly not here. I have met him. Charming fellow.
So I've heard. I've only briefly met him myself, and
very handsome. Wicked sense of humour.
Yes. And basically, my colleagues just wanted to catch up with him, but we wouldn't know exactly whereabouts in the Nine Hells he would be residing. If this is where our query comes.
Well, as the ambassador to the Nine Hells, he may have business on several of the layers. There are ambassadorial buildings. On at least 5 of the Nine Hells. But he, I have a feeling he's not in the Nine Hells at all at the moment. I could probably confirm that for you.
Well, if he was to return back to Nine Hells, whereabouts would his main residency be? Just so we have a place to start if we were to look that way.
Well, I mean, most. Hold on. He sort of catches himself. You're alive, and you want to go to the Nine Hells.
Potentially. I'm just at the moment. I'm just making sure I've got all the details clear in my head. I don't mean to alarm you or anything like that. I'm merely just making sure I have like I said, all the facts correct.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me just very quickly check the regulations. He pulls out another little book and he starts flicking through it. And then, there we go.
Yeah.
Page 47, subsection H, clause 13. Mortal ingress is strictly forbidden except by express invitation of an archduke or through death most infernal. Shall I pencil you in for the latter?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. There's.
Are you sure? We could warm up the branding irons.
I'm sure I have some unfinished projects I'd wish to finish first before I seek to move on.
Oh yes, I've heard about those. I know who you are now. I've just realised you're the Crimson Dirks.
Yes, yes. I'm sort of surprised the name has travelled so far.
Well, I wasn't expecting to meet you quite so soon, but the pleasure, genuine pleasure.
So does that mean that Char is deceased, or is he there by invitation?
Oh, he's there by invitation. He has an appointment.
Very good. I just thought I'd check.
How does one get an invitation?
Well, you could speak to the ambassador. He might possibly arrange for an invitation for you. The usual way to go to the Nine Hells is to be evil and to die. But not just evil, a particular kind of evil.
I look around as we're not particularly evil. I think we're
No,
quite
I
well
can
behaved
tell.
monsters.
No, you are fundamentally misaligned with the Nine Hells at the moment.
I call bullshit on Carrick on that one.
I'm not evil.
Mm-hmm.
We're just angry. 406,000 gold.
I mean, there are a number of tests one can undergo to discover whether you are ready for a visit to the Nine Hells. Both the ambassador and the senior horned devil, both on staff. They both have quite different approaches, but each is equally valid. One perhaps a bit more melodramatic than the other. Have a chat with them, see what they say. There's a portal to the Nine Hells in the back room. It's swirling fiery vortex of doom, almost certainly to be immediately fatal to mortals. But
Yeah.
Maybe they'll let you go through it.
Yeah, like I said, there's various options here, but like I said, I've studied a little of the Nine Hells, just understanding more the overall cosmology of the outer planes. So I don't know too much, but as I said, would the main ambassador's residence for the city of Brass in the Nine Hells? Would it be in Dis, for example, or would it be on one of the other layers?
Well, that's a very good question.
There's some layers that I'd be more willing to potentially risk in the long run than others.
And for good reason. Well, as I said, there's more than one ambassadorial building. There's a small outpost on Avernus, of course. That's where that's where everyone stops first of all. Of course, it is also the battlefield for the Blood War. So there's some very good reasons not to go there, especially if you're alive. But yes, I seem to think that there might be an office in Dis.
Okay. Just as I said, I've only read a small little bit.
Yes, of course.
The nine.
I'm forgetting the Iron City. It's absolutely
Mm.
that one. There's a big one there.
Yes. The studying the Nine Hells wasn't a something I spent a lot of time on, but the great city of Dis was almost as famous as the city of Brass itself. So, of course, it was well known, but
Much more likely to drive you mad as well. You look like you could do with sorry.
no, carry on, mate.
No, he stops himself.
Yeah.
As if he doesn't want to give something away.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but regardless, you were saying you don't believe he's even in the Nine Hells at the moment.
No, I don't think so. I seem to think he took a brief leave of absence. Something to do with concluding some business, winding up some business interests, perhaps catching up with some old friends, something like that.
I think we missed him. Unfortunately, this is why we're out of custody trying to return the call, so to speak.
What a shame. Well, I mean, never say never. It might not be too late. You might still catch him on the infernal, not the infernal. Sorry, you might still catch him on the material realm. The ambassador, is free this afternoon. If you would like to have a brief chat with him.
If turning to the others, are you happy to have a conversation with the ambassador?
Oh yes, I think that's a fantastic idea. I think does a material plane need an ambassador to the infernal realm by any chance?
Well, not really.
What about the Isle of Fairwick? Isles there.
Well, you see, no offense intended. You know, predestiny, amazing, amazing future notwithstanding. Mortal souls are a resource. To the Nine Hells, not really. No, we don't normally do business with mortals.
Well, there's always a first. I mean, I say you know of the Crimson Dirks. You know what we can bring to the table.
Oh, absolutely, and I look forward to it. I genuinely do.
Carrot, I'd be cautious here. While my studies were limited, one thing that was repeatedly mentioned was to be careful with striking any deals with the residents of the Nine Hells. You need to be very guarded.
Oh yes, this isn't a deal. This is just, I quite fancy the idea of being an ambassador to the Nine Hells.
Well,
I think it might be quite interesting.
You see, there is not really a unifying. How to say? There isn't really a unifying leader of the material realm. It's quite big and untidy and full of living things, and a lot of them make their way to us eventually anyway. But I don't think you have the authority to speak for the entire material realm, really, and it would probably lead to a bigger conflict than the Blood War trying to establish that kind of authority.
Yeah, think of all the mortal souls you'd get sent down to here if there was a bigger conflict in the material world.
Well, I mean, we only get the evil ones, you see. We only get the lawfully evil ones. So...
we can work on that. That's fine.
Oh, you see, that's music to my ears. But, yes, you work on that, and then the terrifying apocalyptic conflicts, you leave that to us. Yes. Well, anyway, would you like to come and meet the ambassador?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, please lead the way.
Very good. He opens the door behind him.
In the material realm, Chris, I think the closest you'll get to an ambassador for the Nine Hells is called a cult leader.
That'd been quite cool.
Oh, you can start your own cult if you want to. I'm not saying you can't.
Could do.
I've just realised
Cool.
I've put something on the wrong layer. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yes, he opens the door. He says, "I am unable to leave this desk. It is the rules. I'm afraid we're sticklers for the rules. But if you go through the doors behind me and head over to the left-hand side there, then you will immediately come across the ambassador's office.
Thank you very much, sir.
Just give a little knock and go on in. I'm sure he will be delighted to see you."
Can you move Quellark in for us, please?
Absolutely.
Has Quillart joined us?
I can
Are you
see
there,
that.
Blue?
I can see that Aiden's in the chat. I haven't heard him say anything yet, so maybe he's just.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, he's still driving. Sorry, flying came in the last possible second. I had to serve him.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Just trying to catch up on what you guys have been up to. So you guys actually made it to the embassy, and you're gonna meet real buddy.
It doesn't seem to be here, but we're looking at what options if we ever needed to. I don't know, go to the Nine Hells.
Sounds quite fun.
It could be.
I'm sure Quellark would be fine about this.
Hellart is currently piloting his small steel dragon through some streets. So,
yeah, no worries, mate. You be safe.
Yeah, I'll be home in less than 10.
Cool. See you in a bit. So you find yourselves gazing through a doorway at a kind of well-appointed study. There are kind of bookshelves and chairs and all sorts of things that make it look quite luxurious. But yeah, sitting at the desk, and he looks like he's too big to sit at a desk. Is another horned devil. He looks at you as you come in. Good afternoon.
Is it okay to come in?
Please do. Please come in.
We were talking to your colleague at the front desk, explaining our situation. Basically, we're looking for the ambassador from the city of Brass to the Nine Hells. Really, he's a friend of ours, and we just missed each other. And failing actually meeting him up here, we were wondering if there was a way we could visit him in the Nine Hells, and if he knew where he would be.
Right, 1 second. He sort of opens up his hand, which is, it looks a bit like a bit like a humanoid hand, but the fingers just seem to be a bit longer and have these massive talons attached to them. In the palm of his hand appears this sort of, it looks like a holographic image, and he kind of twists it round. It's almost like he's got a little globe floating in the palm of his hand, and he says, "Oh, okay, yes. He's not yet returned from his travels in the material plane. He's about halfway between the Sword Mountains and Neverwinter, by the look of it. He's Yeah, appears to be travelling on quite a heavily laden caravan. Yes.
He rode past us.
Oh, what a shame! You missed him. Oh well. I couldn't help but overhear while you were talking to the scrivener, that you might have some interest in travelling to the Nine Hells at some point. So I thought I would introduce myself. I am Ambassador Zalzarith, and yes, my title is I am the Hand of the Pact of Fire, senior Horn Devil and official ambassador to the Nine Hells. Sorry, to the City of Brass from the Nine Hells. Yes, it's you have come across my desk a number of times. Actually, I'm really pleased to make your acquaintance, especially so early on. Yes, you're smaller than I thought you'd be.
Our names have come across your desk. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, paperwork and the like.
Okay. Any particular reasons? I'm just interested.
Well, I don't like to give too much away, but you know, you've come to our attention. You used to hang around with that Borin Colford chap, didn't you? I think he might have piqued our interest originally. Kept sending us spiders. He was rather a funny chap.
Yes, he was a little bit headstrong, I believe. Is another way of describing him.
I don't think the spiders have forgiven him. I think they're still after him.
That's sad to hear.
Well, you know.
So coming back to why we're coming across your desk multiple times, is there any reason for this?
Well, whenever any adventurers begin to gather renown, especially if they've come across any of our diplomats out in the field, they end up in reports. You know, I've seen a few reports with members of the Crimson Dirks in them. We have high hopes for you, very high hopes. I'm not sure if you're ready yet. I could test you. Shall I test you? Would you like to undergo the test?
What is the test?
Well, you see, my colleague in the opposite office, he would pick something a lot more visceral than I'm about to, but you see, there's something that I think is rather good. It is a test of wills, if you like. Before the infernal concord allows even observation of our thresholds, one must prove their worth, not necessarily in strength, but in conviction. And I think that is something that bears testing. So, I mean, a gesture of ambitions to see whether you are befitting entry into the Nine Hells. We can give it a try.
What happens if we fail this test?
Well, you don't get into the Nine Hells.
And if we pass, we can enter whenever we please, with permission.
Well, you would certainly be one step closer to entering the infernal portal.
I think it's also to make sure that you can potentially handle the effects of the realm Carrick. Some of the readings I've heard others of of the place. It's almost the writings of madmen.
Ooh, I should feel right at home then. Yes, let's carry on with this test. It sounds delightful.
Oh, excellent. Well, go into the central chamber there, and we shall look into it further.
I'll just look at Yoro and Pontos and go, let's go have some fun!
Right, here we go. So, excuse me. I shall stand here in the corner. I don't want to unduly influence the results of your test.
Cool.
So,
Does Yoro look scared?
Very.
Not scared, but cautious.
Cool. We'll say Collark looks scared. He can't answer it. Cool.
so
Oh, hello.
3 people appear in the middle of the room. So each one of them is chained up, hands and feet, and they are chained to some rather uncomfortable looking iron chairs. And they all look miserable, bedraggled, tear-stained, dirty, and they look like they have not been having a very good time. The ambassador says, each of these men, well, they're not men anymore. They're shades now, souls, on their way to other planes. We've held them here because one of them has stolen a sliver of infernal power from the 9 hells. A clear violation of the planar law. Now, which one of these men took it? And dare you claim that sliver of power for yourselves? How you discover which one of them has it is entirely up to you. You must be unanimous. You must choose which one of them you think has it. You may question them, but you may not ask me. Well, you can ask me, but I won't tell you.
What does this sliver of infernal power look like? Is it possibly an object, or what is it, to be precise?
Well, it is not an object. It is a force. It is a power. You may use any means you wish to discover the truth. However, your magic spells will not work in this room.
Shit.
Okay. I've got an idea. And this sliver of power, what does it do?
What does any power do?
Okay, so I'll turn round to my esteemed colleagues and say, I've got a cunning plan.
Okay.
Say, what if I use Shadowfang and stab them one at a time? One of them's going to use that power to save their lives. The other 2 are going to be released from their internal bonds of hatred or whatever.
Rather than necessarily go that way, I was thinking, based on the question that you asked the ambassador there, we could play on this a little bit. If we said that mortal souls that have this can get warped and affected by this, to see if any of them start looking a bit worried.
And if that doesn't work, can we then stab them?
Yeah, then you can go to your option. I'm just trying to think if we use a little bit of brains first, rather than necessarily.
Well, they're all damned anyway, so we'll be releasing them from their imprisonment, and the one who's got the power would probably try and defend themselves, I imagine.
The souls are pretty much allocated to the nine hells regardless.
Okay, let's try that then. So, turn around. Going to use deception, I guess, and say, you three, you do realise that this sliver of power you've taken from the infernal nine hells is not a blessing, it is a curse. It will increase your pain, increase your overlord's pleasure as they watch you writhe in pain. Now it's a slow pain. It doesn't just happen quickly. It's a slow release. It will seep into your body or your soul, and it will start expanding and contracting, freezing and burning. You're going to feel such a big burn that you're going to be begging for mercy, and there is no release from this pain unless you obviously, provide.
He is right. In my studies, those that are not from that realm trying to obtain that power will rack your very soul, your very being with pain and torture worse than any you could imagine. Will tear you asunder and slowly destroy you from the inside out. It is a fate that is only used on the most damned souls ever. If what the ambassador has said is true, you are in severe risk of a torture that none should be afflicted by.
That sounds like Kararuk doing deception with advantage because of the help action from Yorl. So
Let me do that.
let's have deception with advantage from Kararuk.
Advantage.
Yep.
Oh, anyone.
Oh wow, you rolled a 4 and a 1.
That's
It's a good thing you've got reliable talent, because that was terrible. Okay, 21. So these three men in their dishevelled state, they look from one of you to the other, and they're horrified. Let's see. Anyone who wants to can do an insight check.
Yeah, I'll help whoever.
Well, I'm not sure you can help with an insight check, but you can take an insight check for yourself and see whether you notice any response to what you've said.
Not really like hoping much from this, but can't prove you wrong.
Not too bad.
Oh, considering I was only +1 on insight, 15 is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you want to do an insight?
I can try. It's -1.
Oh,
13.
You-
Okay.
well, you rolled pretty good there, mate.
So Kararuk does not really notice any change. They all look just as miserable and decrepit as they did before. Pretty much the same for Yorl. Pontos is pretty sure that this one here was a bit twitchy and a bit fidgety when Kararuk was talking about the infernal expanding and contracting within him.
It might not work because he said spells don't work, but I just want to use a cantrip. So I'm thinking hopefully a cantrip may get through because it's not overly powerful.
What cantrip does Yorl want to try and cast?
I want to try and cast a prestidigitation, and I want to have it that there is where is it? The small marks appear on a surface, and that one that looks a little bit more jittery. I just want to start having like an infernal rune start to appear on the back of their hand.
How does Yorl how does Yorl cast the spell? What are the actions she performs to make prestidigitation happen?
It's verbal and semantics. There's no materials.
Okay, so that's hand waving and an intonation of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But sort of as I'm sort of going around, I might sort of walk behind them or whatever, just to in their current state to hide some of the hand gestures and sort of mutter under my breath as much as I can, just to try and do this. Yes.
The ambassador says, "Oh, Yorl, very naughty. I'm afraid that won't work in here. Nice try, though. I mean, I like that you're naughty, but we like people who follow the rules here. Consider yourself warned."
I totally go. It was more just dipping a toe to see there was other options I could have if I was allowed, but never mind.
I'm going to walk up to Yorl, and I'm going to put out Wraith's Lament. So see this blade come out, and the blade's got like shadows running up and down, and it's kind of translucent. And I'm saying the only way for you to stop your soul burning in this internal oblivion, this internal pain that's just going to increase and increase as this poison slowly racks your body, is to take my blade through your heart. Do any of them wince, move forwards?
Give us an insight if you like.
It might be time for bad cop Pontus in a second.
I think so.
He's going to be the bad cop? Who's the good cop?
Well, we've been talking to him. Pontus can just like literally scream at them from about an inch away. Tell me where the fucking thing is.
It's not breaking someone's arm.
So, Karuk does not notice any of them particularly doing anything. They're just kind of almost catatonic, looking at you with vaguely pleading eyes. Occasionally they look over at the ambassador.
No, so do remember, this infernal power you've stolen will not die with you. It will manifest itself in any family you may have. Any of your living relatives may inherit this torture as soon as you have endured what it can provide.
Yeah, they will look thoroughly wretched. They will look a bit confused.
Okay. I'm sort of going to nod to Pontus, and I'm going to sit down and start to just try and get a little bit of focus while I let Pontus have some fun.
I'm just going to go rugby tackle one and try and break his arm.
So.
All right.
Okay. Oh, are you? Yeah. Okay. So presumably you dismount from Chew Bacon to do that, unless you're going to try and run over him with Chew Bacon.
I can use Chew Bacon as a run up, and then we will pick a pole, which gives me the propulsion to take him out.
Okay.
And then I will skid across his body and then break his arm.
Okay. So Chew Bacon, he kind of takes a few steps back, does that thing where he scrapes the floor with his front hoof, charges forward to launch you off the pigapult into the person chained to a metal chair in front of you. But as you fly towards him, you pass straight through him. And you crash into the wall on the other side of the room.
Did we tell anyone that Stan the goat is magical? He can bite.
You're gonna take 3 hit points worth of damage, cracking your head against the wall. Where has the goat gone? Let me try and find the goat because I forgot to put him on the map. There he is. Gunter Stan, or Stan. Is he? Oh, that's so weird. Okay. I just tried to put the goat on there and it disappeared.
He was there for a moment and he disappeared.
Yeah, and on my screen I've got a transparent goat, a non-transparent goat.
Yeah.
I can't actually use either. I can't actually move either of them. Something weird is happening. I am going to hit refresh on Roll20, see if that gets things going again.
Alright, so from the time it took me to join the party and now that I'm talking, that's how long it took for Roll20 to realize I own my account.
Huh?
Christ. Anyway.
Nice to see you here, Blue.
Yeah, same. Been a minute.
Well, like I said, hopefully your divine senses might be able to figure out who has got this shard.
Yeah, you can use any of your skills. You can't use magic. There's one thing that the party has not tried yet.
I've got an idea, but I just wanted others to do stuff first.
And
can I stop them all?
You can certainly try.
The thing is, my divine sense won't really help me out here. Are these 3 people of infernal descent?
They appear to be human.
Okay.
Chew Bacon just launched Pontos directly through one of them as if he was insubstantial.
Lovely.
And what you may remember the Infernal Ambassador saying is that they are souls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In that case, let's call down this divine favor to give me insight into what these people are. Maybe one of them has a particularly powerful strain of infernal magic about him.
Okay, so divine sense. Can you drop that in the chat for me, please? Or I can find it.
Oh wait, this actually doesn't really help all that much. It lets me see celestial fiends and undead within 60 feet.
Yeah.
Don't really show me infernal powers.
There is definitely a fiend within 60 feet of you.
I figured.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to him?
I thought we couldn't ask him anything. Oh, you meant the souls?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ambassador said that you couldn't ask him anything, or rather, you could ask him, but he wouldn't tell you. But he didn't say you couldn't speak to the The souls.
Hmm.
Do you have it? Yes or no? Insight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna straight up ask the dude I'm standing next to. Was it you? Did you take it? Did you take the infernal power sliver?
No, no, sir. I'd never do such a thing. I don't even know
Right.
why I'm here. I never did anything wrong. Never did nothing wrong.
Never did nothing wrong.
Never did nothing wrong.
Damn. Imagine like it's that simple, just getting caught on a double negative. So we're just gonna go ahead and incite him. So it's very base level, but I'm looking at my options right here. They are rather limited. Well then,
Don't know.
not sure why it rolled twice.
He seems to be squirming a bit under your gaze.
Sort of sitting here, just trying to get my focus. I want to just sort of see if I can reach out and pick up any strong auras of magic with it, like an arcana roll, just see if I can feel any strong sort of presences. Obviously, the ambassador will be one, but hopefully, maybe one of these three will ping a little bit as well.
Okay, give us an arcana check. Ooh.
Yes, good girl.
Very good. Okay. So. So they all seem to be much the same as each other.
Shit. Okay, I was like I said, I was hoping one of them might just ping a little bit stronger, just get an air about them if one of them's got this. But okay, fair enough, fair enough. I just turned to Carrigan. Can't pick up anything from any of them.
Okay, so taking my blade, I'm just going to go up and press it against the first soul. This one here.
Okay, that's the one that Kellark was talking to, who uses double negative.
Yes.
Yeah, the blade swishes straight through him.
Okay, so I'm going to put that blade back and pull out Godslayer. I'm going to try with that. My diminished Godslayer.
Yep, you swish it through him. It swishes through him really good. It's like, you can't die twice, can you? I'm already dead, sir.
Want to find out?
Well, he's already tried to stab me.
Yeah, but give me 1 second.
You've seen where you are. Getting stabbed is like one of the least horrible things that can happen to you if you're the one that's,
It seems to me like perhaps I should tell you the story of my life, or at least the end of it. Then maybe you can decide the truth of it, sirs. You seem like good, honest, and merciful folk. Maybe you can take me out of the clutches of this infernal ambassador. No offence, Your Honour.
I'm just going to say to Yarrow, you've got the hourglass of dying stars, have you not?
Yes, I do.
But you can look back in time with it, can't you?
Only
Legend lore.
Let me go through this. Sorry, there's John likes making things with huge amounts of. Yes, I do have Legends lore, but I'm not sure if that would be against the rules of the ambassador after what I tried.
Ambassador? Can we use an item to help us rather than using actual magic?
What do you mean, Kararuk?
Well, we've all got, some of us have got innate magical powers. Some of us may have an object of magical background, which may help us find out who's got your infernal power. Are we allowed to use that object?
It won't work in here. That's the point, really.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm starting to get my head around the rules of here. Camera. Yeah. I'm just going to go to this one then, and I'm just going to say, right. Well, obviously the one we were just chatting to hasn't got it. What about you? Do you have this item on your possession?
I have no items. No. Certainly nothing stolen from devils. In fact, my life ended when I sacrificed myself to put a stop to one of their devilish schemes. So, quite why I find myself here is a mystery to me. I am innocent of all wrongdoing. I certainly have stolen nothing.
So you wouldn't be interested in looking for an item to make yourself stronger to keep up the good fight then?
Well, I wouldn't know how to steal infernal power. How does one do such a thing anyway?
But with surmise there must be suitable rituals, and I'm going to do it as I'm talking to him. I'm just going to do an insight, see if I can see any twitches or anything from him.
Okay.
Not bad.
Well, he does seem to be incensed. He is quite grumpy.
Strange that only evil souls should wind up back here, but you claim to be a righteous man. Something isn't adding up here.
What would you know about it?
I don't know. The guy who handles the paperwork there seems pretty honest. Like I assume he wouldn't lie to me.
Well, I don't know why I'm here. I think I died in a good cause. I think I should have gone straight to Mount Celestia.
I think I died in a good cause. Now that's certainly a sentiment a lot of questionable people might have had. What good cause might that have been?
Well, a devil's scheme. Scheming devil was working to undermine the good works in my village, and yes, I provoked him and caused him to reveal himself. And although I died in the process, it should have saved the people of my village from his evil influence.
So, with your own bravado, you incited a demon into a fight into a village, and it would be safe to assume that the rest of the village probably didn't survive because you wanted to show up a demon.
I don't know. I died a martyr's death on the horns of a devil, but
that's hot.
But I did it for the right reasons.
Don't we all?
What about number 3?
Oh, I wondered when someone would get round to talking to me. Well, I don't think I did anything wrong either. I happen to be a prophet, and yes, I have created a prophecy to inspire and help people live good and moral lives. And yes, my prophecy was so successful that it started a what you might call a crusade. Hmm. So my righteous teachings not only helped people to live good lives, it helped them to help other people to live good lives as
But also inspired others to enact violence in your name.
Mm, nothing
Hmm.
quite as righteous as inciting hate.
Yes. But would you have taken something of power to make your influence reach further?
well. I sometimes think that I might have some divine spark, but I certainly have stolen no slivers of infernal power. Like the others said, I wouldn't know how to. And I sadly died in a counterattack from a neighboring nation after our crusade.
Go on, Carrick. This is your one.
Let's see. So, hello there.
Hello.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name? My name is Jothi.
Jothy. Oh, that's interesting. And how did you end up down here, Jothy?
Well, I don't know really. I lived a life of good works. I have no idea why I've ended up here. Like I said, I helped a righteous crusade to come to fruition.
You as well. That's interesting.
No, this is
he's
crusade. This
Crusade.
is crusade guy.
He changed his voice midway. He's not dropped.
Crusade guy.
Yep.
This was the.
This is martyr guy. This is crusade
Martyr,
guy. This is guy what ain't done nothing wrong.
Not me, Gov.
Yep.
In it.
So the guy who ain't what done nothing wrong what in it. He's not really been questioned yet, I don't think.
Yeah, so I'll go and speak to. Hey, well, me, Gov. Let's see. All right, buddy. What's your name?
Me? My name's Francis.
All right, Francis. Do you have any family back up home? Back up top?
No. Sadly, I
Yeah.
was an orphan.
You were an orphan. Where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up on the streets of Neverwinter. Would you believe? And I survived on the kindness of others until I was old enough to join the militia.
That's interesting. And what did you do in the militia?
Well, 3 square meals a day mostly, but yeah, I learnt to fight with a spear, and yeah, we got sent out on sorties occasionally, all in defence of the city, and yeah, I one day I happened to oversleep, and my unit got into some trouble because they was undermanned, and I was executed for desertion.
No. That's probably not really a reason for you to end up down here. Why
Well,
did you end
no,
up
I
down here?
don't think so either. You know, it seems a bit unfair to me, really. You know, I mean, I just didn't wake up one day on time. You know, I mean, all the soldiers was carousing and playing cards and drinking and spending their coppers on entertaining company. It wasn't just me.
Okay, now I think I've got enough. So I'm going to walk back here and look at all three of them and say at the same time, Ambassador, I know who it was.
I'm I'm pleased to hear it, Kararuk. It must be unanimous. You must decide, and then we must perform a ritual to excise the power from the soul. They will be deleted, effectively, but we will retrieve the power. It will no longer be lost to us.
And as we have that conversation, is anyone twitching or looking nervous or a little bit worse?
Oh, give us some insight checks. Anyone who's looking.
Insight. Sure, it's not a dexterity-based sleight of hand or stealth, something like that.
Oh, if only. If only. 21. Okay.
If you make your brain do a backflip while you think, maybe.
I can't roll any higher than 21. That's as good.
Yeah. So
I
Yorl,
can, but
Yorl doesn't really notice any of them particularly responding to Kararuk saying he knows who it is.
Yep.
Kararuk, however, thinks. Let's see. I mean, Kararuk thinks that the deserter might have been a bit twitchy when you told him you knew who it was.
Yep. So I'm going to walk down to my fellows and say I think it was a soldier. You know, he's got no real reason to be down here, so he's lying at the back of his teeth already. The other two, the martyr and the crusader, they've obviously, you know, got big plans and they've done big things, but our soldier here is denying everything and anything. And being a soldier, it's in his nature to rebel and try and escape. That's the best I've got.
Well, your eyes must be better than mine. I can't, even with a fucking natural 20, I can't pick up anything off these. So I'll go with your keen eyesight, Karuk.
Good luck, Pontos.
I'm gonna look at the soldier just like real quickly. Thief says what?
Hey, what was that?
All right. And just gonna nod at Kararuk.
Pontus, are you happy with the soldier?
Yeah, all good.
All right. I say we all believe that it is the soldier.
Ah, so you have nominated one of these souls to be punished and to be torn asunder so that the infernal essence may be claimed again.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's not the soldier, we can just go to the next one. And if we end up sundering all three, then so be it. Does that get a twitch from anyone?
It certainly gets a smile out of the infernal ambassador. Oh, Kararuk, I think you and I are very much on the same wavelength. Yes. So, let's perform the ritual, shall we? So he enlists your help. He says, can you help me with this ritual here? You just need to chant these characters here on this scroll. Just follow along with me, and I shall perform this intricate, eye-watering, and thoroughly unpleasant ritual upon these. Starting with this one, anyway.
Can Yorl just quickly cast her eye over the characters? She can speak infernal, just to make sure there's no tricks or anything that was suddenly in infernal going, yes, I agree to all terms and conditions.
It appears to be gibberish.
Okay, so it's not, like I said, it's not a case of like, by saying this, you're saying in infernal that I pledge my soul and all this kind of stuff.
No,
I'm just making sure.
It's nothing like that. But it's It looks like a random selection of characters that, would sound suitably impressive if read aloud, but they don't
Yeah.
really seem to mean anything. It doesn't. The Yorl, who is a wizard, if you saw a spell written down in infernal, it wouldn't look like this.
Okay. Okay. It was just more a case. I just wanted to make sure we weren't getting suddenly tricked into some kind of into deal. Just out of being cautious. But
Cool.
okay, and so then if that's the case, I will help with the chant.
Okay. So, who's chanting? Is everyone chanting?
Yes, well, yeah. I will. I'll help.
Okay. So.
Am I like to bail?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
She was up at 1.
Ouch! Oh goodness.
It seems to be 1 every day at the moment.
Oh no.
Is she
Oh,
teasing?
Just an asshole.
Yeah, just like her dad.
Sweet.
Alright,
Take it easy.
see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later, mate. Now seems possibly as good a time as any to have a brief comfort break, and then we will come back and see what the aftermath is of this terrifying occult ritual.
Now the question is, were any of them actually in of this power, or was it just a trick to see who we'd end up on?
We'll just go through all 3. Doesn't really matter too
Well, no,
much.
it could be just like, are you willing to actually put someone forward, and that was the test.
Yeah, could be.
But again, this is me probably giving DM ideas because I'm just paranoid.
I'll be back in a minute.
I'll be back in 5:10.
Cool.
All
Catch you guys in a bit.
See you in a bit. Bye.
See you.
I'm back.
Hey.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah,
Been playing a lot of the Oblivion remaster. This shit's amazing.
I haven't got round to it yet, but I probably will be soon. I've just I had too much work going. I thought if I get that, I am not going to sleep, and therefore I won't get my work done.
Very valid concern. This shit is awesome.
Yeah, I like the fact I've read through, I've seen some bits how I played it when it first came out, and you got people going, "Oh, the archery's too difficult, and the lock picking is really difficult," and like a load of newer
Bunch of
players
kids who've never played Oblivion before.
are rage quitting that the archery is so much harder than it is in Skyrim. Yes,
You actually have to pitch the arrow now.
Yeah, I learned how to use a bow from Oblivion. So when I went to Skyrim, I was doing it fucking blindfolded.
Yeah, no, Skyrim just shoots that shit straight for miles.
Yeah, and you don't, and also Oblivion didn't have any of the slow mo or the zooms or anything.
I think there is a zoom actually.
Well,
They changed.
they might have added it, but it wasn't in the original.
Some perks have had their perks changed a bit.
Tweets.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you remember athletics. If you had it mastered, you could run across water.
Yes.
They removed that, and instead, well, since they really modernized the game for more a more modern audience, that's fine, whatever. Now you have sprinting in game instead of having just a set speed. Now you can also sprint, so your speed stat becomes really, really good to get up quick. So yeah, sprinting doesn't consume fatigue on master level, but they did keep the acrobatics expert skill where you could jump off the surface of the water.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, I found it because, again, was it 20 years ago now, which is terrifying. When I was playing it, you could just cheese it so much at the end with the customized spells and the.
Oh, you still can, of course. They didn't change that.
Yeah, but it was just the fact going, right, I can have 100% invisibility, detect life, breathe underwater, and all of this on your suit, on all your armor. And we're just yeah, we get to this point, and oh, look, my spells do fire, ice, and lightning, so I don't care what you're immune to, you're going to feel this. It just got you could just cheese it so badly, but it was a great game, and I'm looking forward to when I get it to listen to Patrick Stewart in those first few minutes again.
Yes. Find him and close the jaws of oblivion.
It's you. I remember you.
Dude, and the character creation, you can still go as fucked up as you could back in 2005. It's incredible.
Yeah, the thing is, you can do all of that, and then half the time you don't actually see your face in the game anyway. Cause you got
I mean, with the new look of it, walking around in third person is actually kind of nice.
But no, also, I'm looking forward to getting that.
Yeah, you gotta.
But I heard a report saying that because there's some financial investigation or something with Microsoft or something like that Oblivion's so Elder Scrolls 6 is due for release in 26, but only for Xbox and PC.
Yeah, because Bethesda is now an Xbox game studio.
Yeah, which was really? That's just
an Xbox.
But the thing is also, Xbox wants to release the Game Pass on other platforms like PlayStation, so that they have access to the library. But PlayStation, being the stuck-up little cunts that they are, they're just no, we don't want anything to do with Xbox. We're better. We're more popular. People buy us more. Yeah, but the next Fallout, the next Elder Scrolls are all going to be on Xbox and PC. Also, Xbox and Steam are merging. Xbox is going to be able to, since we can, link our accounts between both, I'll be able to use my Xbox to play my Steam library and my computer to play my Xbox library.
When's that happening?
I just saw it go by. I don't have an actual date for you.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I've got
because Xbox has always been more on the PC side of games. Like we've had Discord integration, which PlayStation doesn't have, and the Steam link and all that, so we can play with our PC friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a serious gamer anymore. Like, I'm literally I'm just getting a PS5 shortly, and so it'd be like, okay, I will. Well, it's just I've got a PS4, so I'll load up all my old PS4 games onto it, which means because like I've got the Final Fantasy first disc remake. So I can play that, and then I can get the part 2 because they only released the part 2 on the PS5. Because I loved Final Fantasy when I was a kid, so I'm looking forward to playing that. I don't think I don't think you get to it quite in this disc, but when they finally does the third disc, I'm looking forward to the Golden Saucer, all the mini games and the Chocobo racing on the with new console graphics. That should be quite cool compared to what it was on the PS2.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. But yeah, this slaps just as hard as it did in 2005. All the DLCs are also included, all remastered.
Yeah. Oh well, I had the Isle of Madness DLC on the original. So
The Shivering Isles. Yeah.
And I know that's there because I've already seen people trying to figure out how to get past the Gate Guardian.
Yeah, you got Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine also included, which is really cool.
Oh, that's a Knights of the Nine. That armor is so good because that actually levels up as you go along. Because most armor, you get it in like if you're low level, it's only a +5 or whatever it is. But that Crusade armor, if you put it on the mannequin and then pick it up again, it automatically levels back up, or it used to.
Well, there's a whole lot of exploits that used to work that still work. That one lady that had botched her voice line, they kept the botched voice line in the game.
To be honest, there's certain things that are in Bethesda games. If they remove them now, people would complain, like the half-clip twitch bodies or the get hit by a giant and go into orbit. If they weren't in the games now, people would complain.
Of course. People love Bethesda.
Oh, hell yeah. It's part of their charm.
Don't you remember there was this game that tried to steal from Bethesda back in the day, and they were able to verify that they had indeed had their code like plagiarized because they found the exact same bug in the plagiarized code. Like, you can't fuck this up exactly the same way twice. Like, come on, man.
That's amazing. Okay, let's kill a random victim.
Or 3.
So, the Infernal Ambassador. Yeah. You read out the infernal runes, which in my headcanon, reading infernal makes your eyes glow while you're talking. Which
in my headcanon, it always sounds like Welsh.
But yes, as you read out the infernal, the one you have chosen, he begins to kind of convulse and scream. He's like, "No, no!" and he screams in horror as his soul is rent asunder and torn to pieces, and left behind is just this iron chair and manacles, which just kind of melt away into the cracks in the parquet floor. The other two souls kind of look on in horror and astonishment, and the Infernal Ambassador kind of clicks his fingers, and then they all disappear. He says, well, you'll be pleased to know that you passed the test.
Fantastic.
So he
Yes.
was the one in possession of the Shard of Power then?
Well. It depends what you think the test was, really.
Indeed. That's...
Yes, you are.
It is what it is, yes.
You are certainly on the right path. I gave you 3 people and told you one of them had done something wrong, and you chose one to accuse. Excellent. Very good indeed. Yes. Anyway, you are most certainly on the path. I think though if we put your souls into the infernal portal, you would be you wouldn't end up any better than our deserter there. I think you might need a little bit more seasoning before you can set foot in that portal.
Okay, fair enough.
Would you like to meet my colleague? He's a little more old-fashioned than I, but he loves to meet people who are on the right path.
If you think it is in our interest, then certainly.
And almost as if on cue, another horned devil, about 9 feet tall, strides up to the doorway from another office, and he says, Ambassador, are you subjecting more mortals to your trendy nonsense? Well, I never. It's... Who's the ambassador here? Well, you are, obviously. But I don't know how you think this can possibly move people along. Hello?
Good day to you. I am Yorald Strandweaver, and you are?
I am Commander Varnix, the Flayed Brand. I am the head of security and enforcer of infernal law within the embassy.
Sorry, Commander Verdix was that?
Varnix, Varnyx.
And he's the... what was that?
The Flayed Brand.
Okay. Yeah.
I could give you a much more edifying test than our ambassador here.
Well, I think for now we will, if you don't mind keeping it civil, the ambassador is being very generous with his time and told us some of the information of the individual we're wishing to seek.
Very well. Well, if you wish to undergo my test, then just let me know. With the ambassador's permission, of course. He kind of bows slightly mockingly and disappears back inside his office.
But, okay, well, potentially we need a little bit more seasoning. I think you used the term before. You would allow us to go to the 9 hells.
Well, I mean, you could set foot in the portal right now, but who would clean up the mess? Would you like to see the portal at least?
I'd be very fascinated to observe such magical phenomena.
I tell you what, just to be sure, I will surround it with a barrier of force in case you're tempted to dash headlong into it. Okay?
It sounds sensible.
Right. He waves a hand, the door unlocks, and then both doors open, revealing a room beyond.
Cool.
That's quite
Yes.
fascinating.
A coruscating fiery vortex. Very beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. How do you keep it so stable and prolonged?
Well, years of practice. But you'll find similar portals in all infernal embassies.
That's that is fascinating. That is extraordinary. I one day I wish to be able to do things of equal power myself.
Well, keep on this track, and you'll get there eventually, my dear.
Thank you once again for showing that. Knowing something like this is possible, it only motivates me more.
Ah, excellent. Well, I look forward to a return visit, perhaps when you are
Seasoned.
more seasoned, more inclined to our way of doing things.
Yes. No, thank you, Ambassador. Carrot, get away from the bright ball of fire.
Yeah, but looks so
Eyebrows starting to
inviting.
melt off.
It looks so pretty.
Carrot's suddenly turned into a moth.
Now I'll step back. One day, Char, if you're in there, we're coming to meet you. Okay, so now we've passed the first test. I say we need a little bit more seasoning. Back to our friend Char. Can you take us to him, please?
Take you to him?
Yeah, I mean, you seem to have the power to open a portal. Or is it
Well,
beyond
I mean,
your...
I've got this stable portal here. I am not made of portals. Do you not have a means for returning to the material realm?
Yes, we do. I made sure we had a means of returning. Don't worry, Carrick. If it all goes right, we can intercept him at Neverwinter.
No, okay. That should be pleasant.
Very good. Yes, if you can land in the right part of the material plane, I mean, obviously it's quite big, but if you can land in the right bit, then it shouldn't be more than the work of a few moments to catch up with your dear friend.
I heard he's in Say. That's where I think we're going to travel to. There's lots of nice red wizards there.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about Faye. Haven't had a red wizard since Lost Mines.
Fandolin. Yeah. Yes. No worries.
Well, I'm going to return to my work, but it has been a genuine pleasure to meet the Crimson Dirks at last, and yes, I think our mutual friends are quite right. Yes.
What are they right about?
Well, everything. Good day to you.
And yeah, just as everyone's leaving, Yorul just wants to quickly nip in very, very quickly, and Ambassador Zandalar, I know of the risks of making potential deals, but in my research, this is an opportunity. If I get to a impasse in my studies of certain works, could there be opportunities to make deals to overcome issues?
Oh, of course. There is much knowledge among those of us from the Nine Hells. I believe that we could come to some sort of accord if knowledge were required.
Okay, I just wanted to see if this was an option before I left. But with that, I will nod my head as a sort of a slight bow and
Oh,
exit and quickly.
before you go, Miss Strandweaver,
Yes.
he sort of pulls out of his a little drawer a little rectangle of cardboard or card, which we in the real world would immediately recognise as a business card, but I don't think they probably have business cards in D&D land. But he hands you this bit of card and says, "My rune is upon this card. If you strike this rune, then strike through this rune, and I shall be summoned."
Yeah. All it says is Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Okay.
If you use this to summon me, well, then we can make a deal. I would not recommend summoning me for any other purpose using it, but I might not be terribly accommodating. However, you now have the ability to summon me.
Yes, no, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just looking at the options. I am hoping I can crack through the blocks in my studies myself, but I understand there are those within the Nine Hells that know secrets that few on the mortal plane, if any, still know. So it is an angle if I so need it. But Ambassador Riff, I thank you.
You are very welcome. Goodbye.
What a nice person he is. Shall we find a little bit of clear space, and shall I try and get us back? Or do you want to wait a little longer? It's up to you.
Yeah, I think we can go back, but before we do, I'm just going to find a guard or someone in the City of Brass and just ask them if a lord would be after anything from the material plane, something to, as a present or something like that. What would it be?
Ah, okay. I'm assuming that you're going to leave the infernal embassy, so I will take you back outside. You find a guard. So there are lots of Ifriti and also fire genasi around the city. You find a guard who is a fire genasi who is wearing nice kind of Aladdin pants and pointy-toed slippers, and is standing with a scimitar in each hand, motionless with his back to the wall, next to an archway. And you come up to him and begin quizzing him on what the Ifriti lord of your acquaintance would like as a present from the material plane. He looks a bit awkward to start with, but eventually he decides that he's going to answer your question. He says, He's quite partial to smoked cinnamon sweets, I hear.
Cinnamon sweets. Okay. Thank you very much, kind sir. Yeah, we'll try and bring him some back next time.
Yes, I've no idea if smoked cinnamon is a real thing, but that sounds like it could be quite interesting, but possibly awful.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of fantasy. Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
Then I'll just say to Euro, let's go home.
Okay, so because we stayed over at least a night here, I redid my spells last time, and so I actually have the plane shift spell prepared rather than just relying on the talisman of planes, because that's a little bit janky.
A little bit twitchy. Cool.
So I have a tuning fork for the material plane.
Very good.
So everyone form a circle, link hands, and I will strike the ground with the tuning fork and let the resonance guide our way.
Cool. And how precise is it? You can specify a target destination in general terms.
So yeah, I would be specifying Neverwinter, because it's a relatively large target.
Cool.
I have been there and hope for the best. At least at least because I know the spell now, rather than the amulet. There's no test involved. It's like,
cool. Yeah. So it's probably a little bit safer.
Yeah, and I'll scrub off my 7th level spell slot. Yeah, 7th level, you just to be a taxi service.
So you are bamfed back to the material plane. There is probably some swirly whirliness, and you might arrive with a slight sense of seasickness. You find yourselves pretty close to Neverwinter. You actually arrive on the outskirts, slightly to the south of Neverwinter. I'm going to put you on that side of the road, actually.
I didn't want to aim directly for the city in case we appeared within the walls or on the roofs of somewhere. So I wanted to be a little bit cautious on where we appeared. Hopefully you're okay with this.
100%, this is fine.
I mean, beats walking from hell, you know?
Yeah. Let's okay. So yes, that's quite taxing doing it myself rather than using that amulet, but it's a lot easier to focus as well. So hopefully we won't run into too many problems.
Can you see the cloud?
Oh, no.
Yes, I can.
There's a cloud, and the cloud has a shadow, and this is on the new top layer.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
So if you if you moved your token, it would be under the cloud instead of on top of it, which was always the problem with weather layers before.
That's pretty cool. Even mists out a little bit. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the first map that I put any overlayers on. I thought I would give that a go.
And fortunately, we all know that Roll20 is very CPU friendly and doesn't use a lot of memory for such basic graphics.
Well, I mean, Jumpgate is much better for this sort of thing. The new version of Roll20 is a lot, works pretty well compared to the old one. The old one would be going. Although
Yeah,
actually, it's
have
quite.
mercy on my ThinkPad.
Yeah, it's quite hot today, so the fans on my desktop are going mental. But I think that's.
Is that what we're hearing? Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean this thing kind of makes a lot of noise anyway. I think it's just because it's hot. So even before I had OBS and 2 windows with Roll20 in running, it was making plenty of noise. But yes, you'll find yourselves slightly to the southwest of the bustling town of Neverwinter. You are kind of on the edge of a little field on the outskirts, which is filled with I'm going to say oilseed rape or rapeseed oil, because that's yellow, and there's yellow stuff. But as you stand there looking at the city, ready to head off there, the GM scrabbles to do things. The GM is... Oh, okay, it is there.
We're going to be attacked by a dozen scarecrows.
Okay, that's not what I meant to do. So, as you stand there admiring Neverwinter from a distance,
Yeah.
everything starts to go a bit swirly.
Oh god!
Oh shit!
Who dropped
Turn
the
off the
acid?
Gellerfield.
Yeah, who dropped the acid into the drinks?
You notice a what appears to be a vortex forming in the center of what is the map you're looking at. There is kind of... I can't make it twist around, but it towards the center of it, you can kind of see energy crackling, and it appears to be some kind of portal forming. It looks to be quite unstable. The magical types within the party can see that this is made of kind of chaotic energy, and through a rent in the universe, a hole opens up, and suddenly creatures appear.
And suddenly a 6'6" naked man walks out of the crater.
I am trying to work out what that's a reference to. That's the Terminator. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, let us send our most inconspicuous model back. Just make sure he's built like a Mr. Olympia champion. Fucking geniuses. The fuck? Yeah, let's make sure he blends in. Makes him the most ripped man on earth. Let's go.
And naked.
Yeah, because clothes cannot be sent through the time travel swirly vortex.
Yeah.
Of course. And they couldn't just make it part of his model, right? Whatever.
So, that's weird. On one map, the swirly whirly thing has disappeared, and on the other, it hasn't. But anyway, you can see a number of strange and distorted creatures. Some hideous monsters of a kind of humanoid size, whose bodies are all contorted and slimy and gribbly.
Yes.
And
oh shit!
Among them, there's also a lizard-like creature. I'm really proud of the token rings I made for these ones, so I'm showing them off bigly. And there are also some some ape-like creatures as well. Big orange apey things. And standing
Yes.
right in the middle, there is
The fuck is that?
a
I
scary
don't.
clawed monster.
I'm like, they're bad enough in the 2014. I'm just hoping John's not using the 24 rules on these fuckers, because they are disgusting in the 24. Oh god.
I've no idea what they
Oh.
are.
I know, and I don't want to be here. Um,
So
crap.
let me open up my thing. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, I know what's happened. Okay, I will try that again. What we want is group init, not just the single initiative thing. So a number of gribbly monsters appear, and they
What?
would clearly like to have a bit of a fight with you.
Are you rolling dice with
God.
decimals?
Not deliberately.
Okay.
Obviously, when I set this game up, I forgot to get rid of the decimals, but that's the tiebreaker. So that is the dex modifier, I think, which works as the tiebreaker for initiative. So yeah,
Makes sense.
I got rid of all those decimals because they annoyed me before, and I was like, no, not having this. But what I tend to do when I do a kind of a campaign refresh is to actually create a new game, and we haven't had that many fights since we started this campaign. But yeah. So it'd be fighty time.
They're all yours.
What's that?
Have fun. Go on, Paladin. They're all yours. Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun storming the castle.
So
Oh, come on.
swap back.
Does Yorl know what they are?
I haven't tested yet. I
Fine.
mean,
Perfect. Don't be a coward. Oh, we just got a bunch of new shit we haven't even tested yet. Come on.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure this
How
will be
bad
lots
can
of
it be?
fun.
We can reroll 24 characters after. It's fine.
So why is
Wouldn't it be
this
great
thing
to just be
here?
sent straight back to the dude's office like 10 minutes after warping out? It's like, Christ, where'd you guys warp back to?
If this happens and we're rolling characters, I know what I'm going to be. Come on, Rosebud.
That's gross. Why would you do
No,
that?
we played a level 20 one shot a little while back, and I played a level 20 barbarian fairy called Rosebud.
Oh, yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, she was a wrecking ball.
Something weird is going on
Yeah.
here. Oh, stop that.
I've seen you put the thingy over, but nothing. They don't seem to be moving or anything.
So the thing that shows you whose turn it is determined to be on top of the thing. Ah, there we go. Okay. So for some reason I need to send them all to the front so that I can actually click on them. And my swirly thing also does not seem to want to do the thing. Never mind. It's always when the fight starts that you find what the tech troubles of the day are. But anyway, we have a monster which looks over at you all and looks like it would like to do some horrible things to you. And is there a description? Yes, this creature is sort of like a big muscly lizard-looking guy, and he is going to head towards the party looking for trouble. He's not in too much of a hurry though, so he doesn't charge. I need to move this thing so that I can move it back again. Send to back. Send to front.
Carrick, who did you upset?
Oh, so many people.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair one.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Bad time to have a burnt out level 7 spell slot, eh?
Yeah. Don't worry. I have my cantrips.
Oh yeah, just prestidigitate them into thinking they're dirty so they go home and change.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, crap. Oh well, don't worry, guys.
Sure, you'll be fine. Said the
So-
GM, who does not think he will be fine.
So for the intents of the character and using the feat properly, the scythe is counted as a greatsword? Or is it counted as something else? Because I don't know if scythes are an actual weapon type.
You know, I don't think they are they? It's
It's a great weapon, right? Is that what was...
it is definitely a great weapon, effectively.
Perfect. All I need to know.
Cool.
We're good. Feat is compatible. Bullshit may ensue.
There we go. So, Yorl's turn.
Okay, well, first things first, can I do an Arcana roll just to get an idea of what these creatures are?
You certainly can.
Is shooting myself a free action?
Well, crying is a free action.
Everyone kept one of... what was the name of that artificer I made? I forgot his name already.
Oh, Clastus.
Clastus, yeah, exactly. Everyone has like a drawback pistol to kill themselves if things go really bad. I'm keeping one for me, motherfucker.
No, just a spring-loaded bolt pistol.
A bolter. Damn, that'll do the job.
Yeah, straight in. Okay.
Right. 13 is not great, but she does have some knowledge of the planes. And I'm going to say that because you heard about things like this happening, if you cast your mind back, you think that this might be some kind of abyssal incursion.
So yeah, just Euro sort of looks at all this and just shouts, "Demons!" And at this point, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of preparation here because she's been caught a little bit flat-footed. And first things first, she's going to what's she going to do first? She's going to where are you? Too many spells. First world mage problem. I thought no, it's not that one. Where is it? Yeah, no. First things first, she's going to cast mage armor on herself to just up her AC accordingly.
Cool.
And I'll up that in a second. And she's going to just prepare behind the more lumpy members of the group and brace herself.
Cool. There's a button for mage armor if you want to push it.
Is there? Oh, yes, there is.
If it will work. I hope it will. There we go. Oh wow, that didn't help much, did it?
Well, it went from about 14 up by 2 points. So I will, as a wizard, I will take that quite happily. 13 plus dexterity. I'll make sure that's all correct in a second.
Cool. Okay. On to Captain Pontos. So who's going to be Pontos's responsible adult?
I've already got control of them at the moment.
Cool.
Right. I mean, Pontos would understand that tactics and that would be opportunity, but the best thing. But when's he ever fucking done that? So straight in. So first things first with True Bacon on said frog. And I've got a load of no attributes were found.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Let me make sure that he is actually set up as...
Yeah, he killed it.
You most certainly did not. Oh, what colour blood do demons have? Let's have some purple blood. So, is it him that's the problem, or is it Pontos that's the problem?
Well, literally, I clicked. It was from True Bacon. I clicked on the thing, and it went like that.
Yeah, it only appears locally, so I can't see all that in the chat.
Yeah.
So we worked out that this went away if you pulled the token out again fresh. So I am going to try that. And it's Pontos' turn. So I'm going to... add this guy in at 22.03. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to delete this one. Wow, it won't even delete. It's doing that thing. Stop doing that thing. And hopefully, right. So would 18 have been a hit? 18 was a hit. Damage 17. Let's have a look. Okay, so there will be some damage.
Hang on. That's not too far.
Here we go. And I am going to... Ah, finally it went. Okay. Have another go with the second attack. See if that fixes the problem.
Is he knocked over? Strength save. 6 versus 18.
So that strength save would not have taken into account any bonuses he might have had, although that would be unlikely to beat that one, wouldn't it? So he would get a +4 to that. That gives him a 10. Alright. He's prone. So you took him by surprise and knocked him over.
So that just gives me the advantage in a second. Go pig. Good pig.
Cool.
Oh, it's even telling me what the thing is now, but it doesn't matter.
Not
right,
really.
So
you could probably look it up if you wanted to anyway. It's
I couldn't remember their name, but I knew what it was. Bacon with the... Oh, I've got a load of the error messages again. Kabong. No, it's not even... Oh, I think it's all frozen on me. Right, let's try this one again. Come on. Right, on you.
This all used to work so smoothly. Why is this happening?
come on. Right,
So it doesn't seem to have
two-handed.
crashed. Maybe I need to pull Pontos out again.
Yeah, I'm going for all the things. All I'm just getting is a screen full of the error messages.
Oh, I blame it all on Pontos.
Oh, that's not very nice.
So I'm going to bring Pontos out again.
Okay, let's try with this version of Pontos. Okay, a load of error messages still, but let's just see if go through all of the things. No, it's just.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shall we just go really old school and I roll a dice?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. Right. Okay, so where is this hammer on these character sheets? Oh no, that's Yorl Pontos. There we go. Does a 17 hit? Oh, it's got advantage. So does a 20 hit?
It does.
Okay, it does.
Oh, that's just the normal Warhammer, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, yeah. It's not on his.
That's because I never bothered to make one because we didn't have all these technical troubles before. Arrgh. Okay, so I'm quickly updating this guy. So let me see if I can get it to work. I fully suspect that this is user error.
What are your drop-down options?
Sometimes it goes wrong if you click through them too fast. But I just want to see if I can make it work. Yep, I can make it work.
Fine, be like that.
So keep that as one of the attacks if you like.
Yeah, let's just go nice and slow.
So 17 would have been a hit. Sorry,
Yeah.
wouldn't have been a hit. 20 would. I just want to
'cause I
see.
have
I want to see
advantage,
what
that's-
damage the flame hammer does. So that does 2d8 plus 5 plus 3. So 2d8 plus 8, and then another 2d6. So if you do for attack number 1, if you manually
Yep.
do 2d8 plus, is it 2d8 plus 8?
That's a 2d8, so that's 16.
Yep, and then another 2d6 for fire damage.
For 4.
Okay, so that is 20 points of damage with the Flame Hammer of Doom. For some reason it says piercing. It clearly isn't piercing. Obviously I need to change that to bludgeoning. Do we have any damage resistances? So that is a comma, that is a comma, that is a semicolon. Right, I see. Okay. So we are going to have that number there. Cool. Right, that was 2 of Pontos's attacks. I think he's got one more.
Yeah. And I'm going nice and slow, but literally the moment I clicked on him, I got all of these error messages.
Yeah, I don't know why that's happening, and I'm getting really annoyed that this keeps happening, because I thought after all this time they would have resolved all this nonsense.
And I've gone really slowly, and it's still not.
No,
doing
if
anything.
anything pops up at all, then it's not doing it.
All right.
It's just if you click through it really, really rapidly, it just crashes the sandbox.
Yeah.
But so he has 5 plus 5 plus 3. Oh my god, that is so much. He has a plus 13 on the Flame Hammer of Doom, so give us a just give us a d20 and add 13.
Okay.
Funnily enough, that's a hit.
Well, with advantage in case I get a crit. No, I don't. So it's
Yeah.
a hit. Okay, so 2d8 plus 8. So that is 21 points of bludgeoning.
Yep.
And a further 3 fire damage.
Cool. Okay. So he gets smacked with the hammer 3 times. He does not look like he's enjoying it at all. He makes noises that are kind of half dinosaur, half frog.
And that's about all he can do at this moment.
Cool. Okay. So at some point I will work out what the problem is. But right now, I don't know what the problem is. This abyssal wretch, for that is what it is called, and wretched he certainly looks, staggers towards you, as does this one. These ones are not moving very fast, they are kind of waddling towards you. We are on to Calark. What would he like to do?
He is going to rush the big one.
Ah.
Stand back, the big one's mine. And he's going to... Oh, I'm still measuring. No need to measure. I know how to count. Jesus, I'm still moving the map. That's not... never mind, I can't play. Oh, damn. Alright, I moved and the vortex cleared. You're welcome, guys. I saved the universe. And I'm going to... Oh, actually. I'm going to start out by spirit shrouding myself at 3rd level.
I don't know that one. What's that do?
Let me display it for you.
Spirit shroud. I thought you said spear trout. I was like, what is a spear trout? That's new. You call forth spirits of the dead, which flit around you for the spell's duration. The spells are intangible and invulnerable. Until the spell ends, any attack you deal makes 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet of you. The damage is radiant, necrotic, or cold. Your choice when you cast the spell. What kind of what do you choose?
It's going to be radiant, not taking the chance. Also, I said I cast level 3. I lied. That was at level... That's my max 4.
Cast at 4, okay.
So,
any creature that takes the damage can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Any creature of your choice that you can see that starts within 10 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Very good. Oh, excuse me.
Plus 2d8 radiant when I attack this thing.
Cool. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, right, 2d8 extra damage. Cool. Okay, so that is a bonus action, so you still have an action.
I sure do.
He surely does.
So I'm guessing just using Grim Harvest is going to take... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did it fill your chat with lots of red boxes?
No, the Savior has appeared in my living room. Yes, there is a flood in the chat.
Ah! Right. I am going to do a hard refresh on my browser.
This hits something?
No, it just for some reason cannot see the token that we are aiming for, because for some reason the token ID is not being picked up. So in this case, a 14 would not be a hit, so it doesn't pick up what the character's armor class is, which is why it... Oh, you know what? You little shit.
Do I launch my second attack, or do you want me to wait for you to do your thing?
You can give it a go. I don't know if it will make any difference, to be honest.
Does it hit? Does a 29 hit?
29.
Please?
A 29 does hit.
Thank you. All right. So I have no idea of the additional effects of the Grim Harvest. Like, there's the flavor text, but it doesn't really tell me what it does. Oh wait, this thing's does it take into account that it's a +2?
You have to shove it right into the middle of the sausage. Just give me a sausage and I'll show you.
Sorry.
Watch.
This is a fascinating side conversation here about thrusting something into the middle of a sausage.
Oh no, my dog, she needs to eat a tablet and she doesn't eat it, so my son is trying to get her to eat one, so I said just put the tablet into the middle of the sausage.
Sensible. Right, let me see if I can find Grim Harvest. So, Grim Harvest.
Yep, a +2 scythe. And it has a chance to harvest their soul, imprisoning it within the blade to empower the wielder to devastate and to unleash devastating necrotic energy.
Right, so this thing, basically, I think there is like a 5% chance every time you attack something that you will harvest the soul of the thing you hit. And how many souls it happens to contain at any given time will affect how much damage it does. And this is a slightly unusual one in that it is a +2 thing, but it is works much better when the script is working. Which it absolutely emphatically did until today, when for some reason nothing is working. Does this happen every time we have a fight in this campaign? Am I repressing the memory of it?
No. Sometimes just Char would just miss his attacks totally, so it made no difference.
So, I am going to have one last ditch attempt to try and fix this. Have I just remembered what it is that makes this happen? I am not certain, but it is possible. I might have just worked it out. If I have, then yay! How many attacks does Kellark have? Is it just 2?
He gets 2.
Right, I am just going to...
So...
I'm going to do some damage to this guy for Kellark.
Plus 2d8 radiant.
Yep.
And... let's go here. Damn, that's fun.
Oh, disappointing.
Well, you know what? Nah, we're cranking that number up.
Oh, you can do a Divine Smite?
Oh, you bet your ass I am. So, I'm guessing this thing falls under the parameters of something that takes extra smite damage.
It's like undead and demon, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the wording?
The wording is... hang on, I need to navigate with my hands because I do not have my mouse for some reason. Divine Smite, come on. Against fiends or undead.
Ah, yes, this is most definitely a fiend.
Fantastic. So, I was at level 3, so it's going to be 4 extra d8.
Well, no, level 1 is 2d8, so 48, so that's 5d8 then.
Oh shit, thank you, can't count.
Maths is hard.
There we go.
17.
Damn, 2 1s, eat a dick. Well, chances are I'm going to be the one who will be consuming phallus within the next couple of turns.
You never know. Okay. I wonder if it will work next time. We'll find out in a second. I'm going to move on to this dude here. Is he actually going to reach anybody? Okay. Let's find out whether my attacks work on you guys. Dun, dun, dun. So the Abyssal Wretch staggers towards Kalark, straining towards him with its hideous mouth. It's going to try... Oh my Gideon.
It's not showing anything.
Yep. I actually got a chat full of error messages then. Now, I don't know if the problem is Kalark or the Abyssal Wretch. Let's see what happens if I do it with a different Abyssal Wretch.
Have you thought about just rolling dice?
Whatever happened to this so simple game? You could just roll a piece of plastic and be done with it.
I know, right? I know, right? I tell you what, it's actually got attacks on the character sheet, so we don't have to worry about that, do we? So...
Clicky clack mouth frogs. That's all you need.
Yeah, clickety clackety. Right, I'm pushing the button. I'm doing it. What the hell is that? Okay, so we'll take the one on the left because that is the only right and proper thing to do. So 16 is a 16 a hit.
On me, absolutely not.
It is not. Okay, that is good. So that is his turn done. This guy over here is some distance away, but he starts moving towards you. As does this one. Then we're on to Kararuk. So Kararuk is watching the creatures of the abyss stagger towards him in a wobbly and unpleasant fashion.
So what Kararuk's gonna do, if I can... One second. There we go. D. Go on, little measuring tool. There you go. There we go. So this one here is on the ground, isn't he?
Yes, this guy here is... Yeah, he is prone.
Cool. So Kararuk's going to come up here, and he's going to use Shadowfang for the first time on him. Is it auto crit?
No, he's not incapacitated.
He's prone, which would give you advantage, but you would have disadvantage because you're about to use a crossbow at point blank range.
I'm using my Shadowfang, not the... Oh, sorry, the Wraithblade, sorry. My mistake.
Cool.
Completely my mistake, sorry. Where's it gone? I got, I think, Wraith's Lament, that's the one. All crit, no. Sneak attack, yes. Bardic, no. Attack, not on the boss. No, that's weird. And I'm adding Boiling Blade as well before it comes up.
Okay.
Ooh. Sorry, I've got lots of reds.
Ah! Curse you! Curse you, Roll20! Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Oh no!
Oh, it's obviously user error.
Yeah.
It works when I do it. Usually. Right, I'm pulling out a fresh Kararuk to see if that makes any difference. And I'm gonna...
I'm just halfway through trying it again just to see. No.
Right, I'm gonna delete this Kararuk. I'm gonna put this Kararuk here.
Let's try that then. Race Lament, this one.
So you're...
Sorry?
I was going to say, if you're going to get the red things, they will come the first time you click on the monster. So they will happen
Ah.
immediately.
In that case, I think it's still red. He's still red. It's just saying choose the target. Then I go through it all and it says choose the target.
Okay. I am going to try now. Is it doing the thing? I'm getting so heartily sick of this. No attribute is found for the targeted token by the name of character underscore name.
Yeah.
Have they changed the bloody name of the attribute or some shit? Because that would really make me quite grumpy. Maybe it's something really daft like that. Anyway. Wraith's Lament.
This booming blade is up.
With Booming Blade. So roll us a d20.
D20.
Yep. 15. So that is definitely a hit.
Oh, do you want to roll it again in case you get a crit? Just in case, Chris?
Okay, yep.
No,
There.
13.
Okay.
So that is definitely a hit. What you notice is that the tough skin of this creature does not seem to put up very much resistance against Wraith's Lament. Wraith's Lament seems to pass through the creature's naturally tough hide and cut straight into its flesh. I am trying to remember how much damage Wraith's Lament does. I think it is the usual damage for a rapier plus whatever the damage bonus is based on. Yeah, it's a +2 rapier.
Plus
So it's D8 is a rapier.
Yeah, so yeah, D8. It'll be D8 +2, but
Plus Dex.
plus Dex. Yeah, D8 +2 plus your Dex modifier. So it'll probably be D8 +7. Okay, so that's going to be at least 10 points of damage. There we go. And
booming blade.
Booming Blade is another 2d8, isn't it, I think? Is it 2d8?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Ring blade. 11th. Yeah, 2d8. Oh yeah. 2d8. Both damage includes 1d8. 11th level 2d8 and 3d8. And again 17th level 4d8. Yeah, so it's 2d8 then when it moves. It's the same again in it. So. 9.
9. Okay.
And then you got the backstab.
Sneaky, sneak,
yeah,
sneak.
sneak attack. So I have no idea how many dice you get at your level. I've completely forgotten.
Let me just quickly check the book of ailments. What level are you?
I am. Come on, load back up. What's happening?
That was just me seeing whether changing the map might somehow shake off this madness.
Yeah, I'm 15 anyway.
15. Okay, 15.
So it's
It's going to be 8, isn't it?
8d6.
And
8d6.
again, 8d6. Yeah,
There's
you do a fireball's
6.
worth of damage.
So all in
20,
you did 46, 50, 54 points of damage all in that one stab.
That was a good stab.
Quite impressive.
That was a very good stab. Then obviously I'm going to disengage and come back 5 because I'm going to come back 5 now.
So how? What kind of damage does Booming Blade do?
Booming Blade, give me 1 second. Collar, let me load them back up. TTT spells. Booming Blade. TTT.
Thunder damage.
Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats! Oh! You have killed him.
What?
Hey! That's cool.
Quite impressive. He did get wailed on quite a lot.
Yeah, he's ready down, so we'll just...
Oh, you
Start the
know,
kill.
oh, I missed a thing. That's fine. That would not have come into play for that one. Okay, so
What about the one to the northeast? Is that a copy or is that someone else creeping
that
around?
is a copy that I put
Oh, thank
there
God.
in some vague hopes that it would, for some
That's
reason,
all right.
pulling out another version of the same thing sometimes fixes the problem, but it has not. So if that's it for Kararook, I am going to move on to this monster here, who is the first one of these to actually do anything. Okay, these guys go pretty quick. That guy rushes forwards, ready to lay some smackery on his next turn. This one here staggers towards you all. This one here, oh, he's close enough to actually reach somebody. So he is clearly going to come and try and spoil Chew Bacon and Pontos' day. Let's prepare. Oh, how many attacks?
One. Allegedly.
Okay, so this creature here is reckless.
Oh no.
So it can gain advantage on all melee attack rolls it makes during that turn. Attack rolls against it have advantage until the start of its next turn. So he is going to attack. He's going to do 1 bite and 2 fist attacks, all with advantage. I'm going to see if I can get any of the scripted things to work. Chew Bacon, Pontos has a power that allows him to decide whether he gets hit or whether Chew Bacon gets hit. So
On him at the moment, protect the pig.
Protect the pig. Okay. So here comes a bite. Oh, fuck off. No attribute found for targeted token, so it is... Pontos is the problem, apparently.
Well, you got the attacks on the thing, so you can
Yes,
just
I
try
have.
and
Yeah,
spread.
It was just one last ditch attempt. So 22. It's rolling them to GM. It's automatically rolling all of them to GM. Why the hell is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? So got 2 rolls, 22 and 15. Damage rolled was 10. So that's 10 points of piercing for Pontos from a bite. I'm going to try and work out in a second how to get the thing that toggles where the roll goes back. I don't know where it went. I've got a 19 and a 10.
They miss.
And then third attack, we have a 21 and a 14. So the 21 is going to hit, I think.
Sadly, yeah.
And that's for 12 points of bludgeoning.
12 points of that. Put that onto. Okay. Yep. But also that one, if you want to put a symbol on it for raging.
Oh yeah, because he is...
Or reckless, sorry.
Reckless. We could do with a symbol for reckless, but... Oh, excuse me. Right. So that entire round of combat would have taken half as long if everything had been bloody working, but... I will try and work out what the problem is with it before the next session. And I say that every time, and I think I fixed it, and then I have all these problems anyway. Apologies for that. I reckon, considering that it is quite a long and unwieldy turn order, that we best not even try to have a second round in this session.
Okay.
So let's do some awards. So that means we need to go to the weekly awards page, and then I need to make the awards visible, and then I need to go to the awards channel. So today is a day. Today is the 1st of May.
Mm-hmm.
01/05/2025. Our first award to award is Tactical Genius. Is anyone a Tactical Genius?
I quite like the setup that Kraluk's done with that Spirit Shroud. I think that could really have a nice long-term effect for this fight.
He is where he is needed.
Okay, Kalark is a Tactical Genius.
Yeah, sure.
Kill of the week.
Whatever
well,
the people say.
there's
Karuk or Karuk.
yeah, only one thing killed, unless you count the soul of a deserter.
I don't think it's going to change. Next week, that'll be different.
Okay, Kill Steel. Well, that has got to be Kararuk.
Sorry.
You're not.
No, I'm not. You're correct.
So, Kill from the Grave is too obscure a thing to actually come up that often, isn't it? So, we're going to NA that one. Damage Dealer. This has got to be Pontos or Kararuk, really, hasn't it?
I think Pontos did more overall, but Karuk did one big hit.
We've never really been that specific with the rules of it, so you guys can decide which you think was more important in the context of this battle.
Shall we give it to the pig?
Yeah, give it to the pig. That's
Give it
fine.
to the pig. The pig hardly did anything.
Knocked it down.
Oh, there is that. Okay. Best supporting role.
I don't think we've needed support quite yet. So if my next turn is going to be support.
Shoebacon set up the prone for the almost insta kill, I guess.
Yeah. Pig goes over, headbutts, and then like suddenly an angry orc and an elf assassin just jump it.
Okay. So, Shoebacon is the damage dealer and the best supporting role. I have a cunning plan, my lord. Any cunning plans today?
Can I volunteer myself after my little chat with the ambassador?
If you like. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a very long day and I can't stop yawning. Okay, role player of the week. Who's been doing some role playing today? Well, there was quite a bit of kind of character role playing today. Who do we like best?
Jesus.
Not yet. Can we put that as a joint effort, Carrick and Yorl?
I was going to say, Yorl's fawning over infernal magics was very in character.
Yep.
Magic in total.
Poor old Yorl.
Little miss. I mean, just when we were in that other Leviathan setting, like, no, it's fine. I could totally harness this. Like, can ya?
Yeah, Yorl, who was only a good girl because she never had any opportunities to be bad yet, and now she's going straight to the dark side. Right, whose side are you on? We didn't have any friendly fire incidents this week, did we? So
You didn't give Yorl a chance.
Exactly.
They're all nicely bunched up now.
it'll be just like old times with fireballing the rogue.
Yeah, and all the creatures make the save except for the rogue. Work that one out.
Your imminent betrayal strand. All right.
The only person that took damage
Was Pontos, wasn't it?
Was Pontos.
Yeah. There we go. Then we have a full set of awards, and I am going to hit enter there and save those for posterity. And yeah, we actually went over. The recording was actually 3 hours this week. Normally we get about 2 hours 40 minutes. I wonder what the AI is going to do with this one.
Okay, well,
I hope it can make sense of it. We'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah, and hopefully next week we can see how bad these creatures really are.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're selling them pretty hard.
Yeah, like I said, I know them, but John, look up the 24 versions and just do a comparison.
are they much worse? I will look at them.
And I want to put up your reaction on the chat when you've done a comparison.
Cool. Well, apparently some of the 2024 versions are a little bit spicier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I look forward to finding out.
Yeah, no worries.
Have a great week, everyone, and hopefully see you in 7 of your Earth days.
No worries. Thanks very much, mate.
All right.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Bye.
Take it easy. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. Bye.